It is time for Monday motivation. Today is focus on progress, not perfection. So, good afternoon. I'm so happy to be here with you. My name is Terry Stirk. I am a two-time triple negative breast cancer survivor. I learned how to thrive, and I do these Facebook Lives just to give you some pointers, things to think about so that you also can thrive. I hope you find them valuable and that you'll continue listening to them. If you have subjects you'd like me to handle, I'm happy to do that. Just reach out and let me know. All right, so we'll get started with Monday motivation. Focus on progress, not perfection. You're all survivors, warriors in your own right, and each of you is on a healing journey. I know that because I was where you are. Today, I want to discuss the power of focusing on progress, not perfection. Healing requires patience and self-compassion and perspective. It is easy to get stuck in that perfection mode. It's easy to fall into that trap, especially in today's world where there's so much emphasis placed on quick recoveries and flawless appearances. And we're a bit more impatient. We want things now. But today I want to encourage you to embrace your progress, not expect to get the quick fix, but no matter how big or small, your progress is important. And it's important to recognize that, not to overlook it, and try to let go of the pressure to be perfect. The healing journey is never perfect. So let's talk about that for a moment. What is perfection really? It's an ideal. It's something many people will strive for, but rarely ever achieve. The truth is, perfection doesn't even exist. We often set unrealistic standards for ourselves, especially after facing something like trauma or any other challenging situation. We might expect ourselves to bounce back quickly to regain our energy, our confidence, or even our sense of identity. But when we chase perfection, we often feel frustrated or disappointed, or that we're not worthy, we're not good enough. Perfection tells us that we need to be flawless. But healing, both inside and out, is anything but flawless. It's messy, it's unpredictable, it's deeply personal. Each of our journeys looks different, and that's okay. As I prepared for this discussion, I was reminded that perfection is an unreasonable expectation. I have always set high standards for myself. I am an achiever, often self-assured, energetic, competent, adaptable. Most of my life, people always noticed when I was involved in any activity and usually looked to me for direction or advice. I often felt like a two-edged sword because while I enjoyed being recognized and I relished their approval and I loved helping people, the burden was that I had to be perfect or So I thought. And that was tough. It's a tough way to go through life. I feared failure, which I know now stems from a misconception that mistakes are irreversible and inherently harmful. No one expected me to be perfect. That all came from myself, my own personality. However, I learned that embracing failure was a natural part of healing. It's the learning process that was crucial for my own personal and professional growth. Many success stories are woven with setbacks, challenges, lessons learned. Does any of this story resonate with you? Overcoming perfection paralysis was critical to healing my body, mind, and spirit. And even now, I still struggle at times. No one gets everything right the first time. That's just not the way the world works. But I've learned to be okay with making progress that might come slower than I wanted. That's how you get from where you are now to where you want to go, one step at a time. Can you relate to my experience? Let's talk about the power of progress now. Let's shift our focus to progress. Progress is what moves us forward. It's not about achieving a perfect outcome. It's about taking steps toward a healthier and more whole version of ourselves and celebrating that progress, no matter how small. Think about how far you've already come, the progress you've already made. You've dealt with many incredibly tough days, but you've survived. You have survived. You're here listening to me talk. So every day you are here, you're moving forward in your healing. It's progress. Even if you're still in the midst of your journey, even if you'll always be dealing with cancer, you can still move forward. What matters is that you continue to show up for yourself. Progress allows you to celebrate those small victories. A day with less pain or a moment of laughter. The return of some energy. The joy of connecting with a good friend or another loved one. Or even just feeling like yourself. Feeling like you're healed little by little. Each step forward, no matter how small, is a testament to your strength and your perseverance. Healing after any trauma isn't just about the body. It's about tending to your mind and your spirit too. Focusing on progress rather than perfection in all these areas is key. Your body likely looks or feels different than it used to, given all you've been through. Your body has healing to do. Our bodies are amazingly resilient. Maybe it's the trauma of surgeries and treatment, or perhaps it's aging. Remember, we hold stress and anxiety in our bodies too. Your body can be susceptible to disease when you hold on to fear, anxiety, or anger. So be patient. Rather than expecting your body to be perfect again, focus on what it can do today. Celebrate today's progress. Can you take a walk? Can you do some stretching? Can you nourish your body with good food? Honor where your body is today, knowing that every bit of care you give it is movement forward. It's progress. Second is the mind. We are human, and our journey definitely impacts our minds. Mentally, the journey doesn't end with physical recovery. Fear, anxiety, and even grief can linger, and that's okay. That's normal. But focus on those small steps towards your mental wellness. When you're having good days, celebrate. Do something that you enjoy, whether it's journaling your feelings or talking to a trusted person or a therapist or a coach, practicing mindfulness, or simply permitting yourself to rest. Use self-care and coping strategies to get through any tough days and celebrate the good days. Many of these strategies and others and coping strategies are outlined in my books, and we'll go into more and more detail on how you can help yourself through those bad days. Third is our spirit. This is the journey that may change perspective after you've been through a significant change or traumatic experience. You might change your life, your purpose, your faith. That's a common thing that we do when we heal. We realize we need more. That our old life really just wasn't enough. I call it a better normal. Healing the spirit is about reconnecting with what gives you peace, joy, and meaning, whether it's prayer, meditation, or spending time in nature, connecting with those you love. These are practices that help you rebuild and nurture your spirit one day at a time. So let go of perfection. Letting go can be difficult because you're not where you want to be. Remember that progress is not linear. Healing is not a straight path. There are many twists and turns, and that's a normal part of any healing journey. You are doing the best you can, and that is enough. So recognize your progress and celebrate it. Let's talk about embracing progress, how you can do that. I want to offer a few practical tips to help you focus on progress, not perfection. The first one, set small, achievable goals. Instead of focusing on the end result, focus on the journey. Focus on what you can do today or this week or this month. Celebrate the small victories. Another tip is to practice self-compassion. Be kind to yourself on those hard days. Recognize that healing is hard work and give yourself grace. Surround yourself with support is another tip. Lean on people who do support you. Lean on the people who will help you get through whatever it is you need. Your medical team or support groups, they can remind us how far we've come when you might forget. So celebrate your milestones, whether you complete a major task or event, or simply get out of bed on a tough day. That's a celebration. Honor your progress and realize you're doing just fine. In conclusion, I'll just summarize and say that healing from trauma is not about perfection. It's about progress. Every step you take, no matter how small, is a victory. You may even take some steps back. And that's okay. That's just fine. Don't judge yourself. Just accept reality. Those small victories are the best. You are already enough, just as you are today. Embrace your journey, honor your progress, and let go of the need to be perfect. Thank you for your strength, for showing up today, for showing up for yourself, and continuing to move forward on your healing journey. As always, I'm cheering you on. Thank you for joining me today.